In the darkness before dawn, when the world was still stitched together by fear and recovery, in the aftermath of the Second World War, humanity looked upward, beyond the bombed-out cities and fractured alliances, past the smoke of industrial rebirth and the sharpened edge of ideology. There hung a silent sky, vast, black, eternal. For thousands of years, humanity had prayed to it, mapped it, feared it. But now, for the first time, it was not myth or omen. It was destiny, and it would become the greatest battlefield the world had ever known, one without borders, without armies, without blood, yet capable of rewriting the fate of nations. For the space race did not begin with rockets. It began with fear, with rivalry, with two wounded empires struggling to rise from the ashes of war, each desperate to prove that its vision of the future must rule the earth. As the 20th century bled into its second half, the United States and the Soviet Union stood locked in a struggle for global supremacy. Democracy and capitalism on one side, communism and planned revolution on the other. Two systems incompatible in theory, irreconcilable in practice. Both had emerged victorious from war, yet neither felt secure enough to rest. And both understood a truth whispered in military corridors and political chambers across the world. Whoever controlled the skies would control tomorrow. But this story, this cosmic theater of ambition, did not begin with presidents or premiers. Its roots lie deeper, in centuries-old dreams, in the minds of poets, philosophers, and engineers who dared to imagine the impossible. Long before rockets roared across deserts or astronauts floated above Earth, ancient civilizations charted the heavens with a reverence bordering on worship. The Babylonians traced the wandering stars. The Greeks named constellations, still whispered today. Chinese astronomers recorded supernovas as far back as the Han Dynasty. Medieval scholars studied celestial spheres. Renaissance thinkers shattered them. And in the 17th century, Isaac Newton sat beneath an invisible dome of cosmos and whispered a revelation to the world, that what lifted the moon above the earth was the same force that pulled an apple to the ground. Humanity had unlocked the mathematics of the heavens. It would take centuries more to touch them. By the dawn of the 20th century, science moved faster than empire. Railroads crisscrossed continents. Airplanes defied gravity. Radio signals leapt across oceans. The human world shrank and its ambitions grew. Engineers like Konstantin Tsiolkovsky in Russia and Robert Goddard in the United States laid the foundations for rocketry, scribbling equations that would become the bones of spacecraft. Tsiolkovsky imagined metal tubes carrying humans into orbit. Goddard launched the world's first liquid-fueled rocket in a quiet Massachusetts field. To the people watching, it was a modest experiment. To history, it was the first spark of a coming inferno. But fate would not allow these visions to unfold peacefully. Rockets, in their infancy, became weapons. As Europe plunged into the cataclysm of World War II, the Nazi regime sought a miracle weapon to reverse the tide of battle. Under the direction of a brilliant, ambitious, and morally ambiguous engineer named Werner von Braun, Germany developed the V-2 rocket, the world's first long-range ballistic missile. It fell upon London with a thunder that shook the earth and terrified millions. Yet in its terrible shadow lay a truth both superpowers recognized. The future of warfare and the future of exploration belonged to rockets. When Germany collapsed, American and Soviet forces raced not only for land, but for mines. In Operation Paperclip, the United States captured von Braun and more than 100 members of his rocket team. The Soviets seized facilities, blueprints, and engineers, including Sergei Korolev, a visionary imprisoned under Stalin, now destined to become the father of Soviet spaceflight. The war had forged the tools. The Cold War would ignite the mission. As the Iron Curtain descended across Europe, tension seeped into every corner of global politics. Both nations sought not just military dominance, but ideological legitimacy, and space, empty, silent, untouched, became the perfect arena for proving the superiority of one system over the other. Every satellite launched, every orbit achieved, every astronaut sent beyond Earth would serve as a message to humanity. This is the future, and it belongs to us. The Soviets struck first. On October 4, 1957, a metallic sphere the size of a beach ball soared into the heavens. Its name was Sputnik 1. Its radio pulses echoed across the world, simple beeps that shook the confidence of the most powerful nation on Earth. American newspapers spoke of a Sputnik panic. Schools accelerated science programs. Congress poured money into research. And in Moscow, Sergei Korolev smiled quietly. The sky, the sacred eternal sky, had been breached. Weeks later, Sputnik 2 carried Laika, a stray dog from Moscow's streets, becoming the first living creature to orbit Earth. The world looked upward in awe and dread. If the Soviets could place an object over American skies, what else could they place there? The race was no longer symbolic. It was existential. But the United States would not remain grounded. In 1958, President Dwight D. Eisenhower authorized the creation of NASA, a civilian agency with a military backbone, born to restore national pride and ensure that the next chapter of the space race would be written in American hands. Engineers worked feverishly. Factories roared to life. The American people demanded progress, and politicians knew their future depended on it. Still, the Soviets pressed forward. In April 1961, humanity took its boldest step in history. A young Soviet pilot named Yuri Gagarin climbed into a capsule christened Vostok 1 with a smile and a simple farewell, Poyakami, meaning let's go. He became the first human to leave Earth. He orbited the planet once in 108 minutes that redefined the boundaries of existence. For the first time, humanity had looked down upon its own world and seen it as a fragile blue sphere adrift in the vastness of the cosmos. The Soviets celebrated. The Americans trembled. But this moment, this triumph, did not end the race. It accelerated it. In May of that same year, President John F. Kennedy addressed Congress with a declaration that would echo through history. The United States, he proclaimed, would land a man on the moon and return him safely to the Earth before the decade was out. It was an impossible promise, a technological mountain beyond imagination. But America had staked its pride, its future, and its global authority upon it. And so began the most ambitious engineering endeavor in human history, the Apollo program. Factories churned, laboratories buzzed, entire cities became devoted to the task. Thousands of scientists, engineers, mathematicians, and visionaries worked day and night, some inspired by patriotism, others by fear, and many by the simple, enduring human desire to explore. The Gemini missions tested spacewalks, orbital mechanics, and rendezvous techniques. The Saturn V, the most powerful rocket ever built, rose from concrete pads like a tower of fire and thunder. Yet tragedy struck. In January 1967, a flash fire swept through the Apollo 1 command module during a test on the launch pad, killing astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee. The nation mourned. NASA reeled. But failure did not end the dream. It refined it. As the decade marched toward its close, the world watched with breath held. And on July 20th, 1969, under a sky lit by billions of silent stars, two men descended toward the lunar surface. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, history waiting beneath their feet. With a gentle whisper of dust and a grainy image broadcast across every continent, Armstrong stepped onto the moon and spoke words that bridged the entire human experience. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. In that moment, the space race reached its zenith. But the story was far from over. For once humans touched the moon, they could never return to an earthbound world.